the Premiere and open up my notes here. All right, let's start with 842. All right, I have a couple of notes here. Camera 3. So let's take a look here. We need to move me probably over to the left just a little bit and probably up just a tiny bit, maybe right around there. It's a medium shot, but we kind of want me to be there. It didn't help that I keep looking over on this side because I was looking at that monitor. I probably should have been looking at this monitor. And when I'm on this side, specifically, I should be looking at this monitor over here for the large majority of it, but I was looking over here because it's on the left side and my eyes typically just go to the left side. That said, just move me. I definitely would like it to be over here a little bit more. All right. And then, so right here, camera 2, we need to move Kelsey over a little bit. We need her probably over here. And then we're in kind of a weird middle spot. So right now we kind of need to take a step to the left or take a step to the right. Take a step to the right, so you're a little bit more straight on, and then Kelsey would take up more of the frame, or take a step to the left for a little bit more of a profile shot, and then use me to fill in the negative space there. All right, 9:57. All right. Well, that's an unfortunate look. Let's see. Camera 2. This is a solid shot. Right here. This is exactly what I was talking about. Taking a step to the left, using me to fill in that negative space. And my microphone there is breaking up some of that negative space too. So good job there. Camera 3. Pull back just a little bit here. Yeah. I would like just a little bit more zoomed out. So maybe something a little closer to that, and then have a little bit more of my guitar. I really look like... Yeah, now I'm looking at the the screen over here. Boy, I just don't make good faces, do I? All right. Enough of me feeling sorry for myself. All right. We are at 9:50. Oh yeah, 10:54. All right. Yeah. So this is kind of the same issue as before when it comes to with the same issue we had with Kelsey's placement in the frame here. We probably want this to be a little bit closer to that, and maybe take a step to the left a little, or something a little bit closer to that. So we have Jaden's hands, at least one of his hands in the third there, and then his other hand is kind of near that horizontal third. We just kind of want to pick. Typically, the most movement is happening in the right hand, so we kind of want to keep that as the point of interest. So his hand would be like right here, cut off a little bit of both ends of the guitar, and that's a little bit more of what we're looking for. $11.40. All right, so this is an interesting one here. Camera 2. This is mostly a very well composed shot, and the problem that I am having here is that there's that negative bit right here. So that tells the eye that the frame ends over here, as opposed to right here with Kelsey. I would take a step to the left just a little bit, and then at that point, you could get a little bit more of a cleaner shot of Eric here, and then the frame would be ended over here as well. So he would be in the third over here, as well as the third frame within a frame. Right now, if you're using Kelsey as the frame within a frame, it is well composed because he's in the third here on both. If the frame were ending here, he'd be in the third of this frame, but the overall he's in that third. So that little bit of negative space just kind of makes your brain say, oh, the frame ends over there. So it feels a little bit, it's not necessarily tension, but it does feel a little bit awkward. Uh, 12:15. This is exactly what we're looking for. Just so we all know that I'm not picking on camera 2. This is exactly what I'm talking about as far as the instrumental capturing that, because he's kind of like his hand is in right near that cross section there. His other hand is in the it's in the horizontal third there. Yeah, this is a great shot. I like it. All right. 13. All right. Yeah. Okay. I remember this one. So right now, Kelsey has her hands up in the air, which is great. And what we need right now, more than anything, when someone's face is covered, that almost always inevitably feels like a mistake to the viewer. And so, especially when it looks unintentional. Like if somebody's intentionally hiding their face, that's one thing. That's not happening here. So what we definitely need to do here is, even though I'm pretty sure she moves her hand, let's watch up here. She brings her hands down at one point. Yeah. And so, but she will likely bring them up again. That is something that we know. That is a known quantity there. So, if I would have seen that, I would have moved to the right. I'd probably take a pretty big step to the right and trying to get more of a straight on shot so we can always see her face. Because even if her eyes are covered a little bit, it still feels like a mistake. So, yeah, just keep that in mind. 14:53. Camera 3. This is a good shot. I like this shot. And this is partially taste, and this is partially me asking for it. Zoom out just a little bit more. This feels a little closer than I want. Maybe with a little bit less headspace there. 16, 15. All right. Oh yeah. Okay. So let's take a look here. Let's take a look at camera here, 2 here. That was a beautiful focus pull. So again, just to prove I'm not picking on camera 2, that is the correct muscle memory you have there. So find your shot, then hit autofocus, and then that was a beautiful autofocus. I love rack pulls or rack focus. It always adds something a little bit more organic to what's happening. All right, 16:55. Um, I don't know what that means. Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. All right. So this is a shot of Kelsey. I would like her to have less headroom. Otherwise, this is a good shot. Like even zooming in just a little bit like that would compose that a little bit better. But since especially since it's a leader shot, I want just a little bit more zoomed out. So think of it as a um, medium close shot. So just a little bit more on that. All right, that's all I got for section A. Let's move on to section C here. I have a couple. 813. Jaden feels a little bit far left here. On here. Let's lock that too. So maybe a little bit more of a straight on shot of him playing. And then zoom in just a little bit. Something like that. And move him over just a little bit. That's probably too much of a haircut. Bring him over maybe right there. Just a little bit more to the right. There's a lot of negative space there. And again, part of that is because we just don't have anything behind our people other than shadows and sometimes a background we can see. So that's part of it as well. And I forgot to take notes after this next one. So we might be doing a little bit of improv here. All right. 854. Mojave Kelsey. That is incorrect. We need to. This is kind of the same as before. We want to move Kelsey over, probably right there a little bit more. Take a step to the left or to the right. We're in kind of a weird middle ground. And it just feels a little awkward because there's all that negative space in there. All right, so let's. I like the shot of Andy's base here. That feels good. Great shot again here of this. I would like it just to come over just a little bit more. Again, so remember the hand is in that third one. We want that hand in the cross section there because that's where we want our eyes to focus. And we can probably go a little bit bigger too. When I was, I think it was, what was it, last week? Yeah, I think it was last week when we talked about super zooms. This is what I mean by super zoom. Something a little bit like that. Okay. So we got a lot of micro adjustments on the worship leader camera here a little bit. So if we watch down here, when we scrub through it, we see a lot of movement. Again, let's make sure we're getting to 90% of the shot we want and just stay there. Micro adjustments just means that there's less footage that's usable. All right, yeah, and up here we see Kelsey's face is covered again. So I would just take like I said, get a little bit more of a straight on shot. We always want to make sure we're seeing faces, especially when they're singers. And when, again, it feels like a mistake when the face gets covered like that. I like the shot of Chris on camera 2 here. Thank you for everyone has been awesome about getting back to the center of Chris, getting Chris centered in that shot right at the end. Everyone's doing a great job with that. Thank you. And then yeah, and that's all I got for this. Yeah, you guys are awesome. Thank you. It is a pleasure and honor to work with all of you. Like I said, none of this is meant to be hurtful or harmful or mean or anything. It's meant to be a critique so we can all get better together. I hope you are all having a fantabulous day. I hope you're having for those of you in school, I hope you guys have a great MEA weekend. And yeah, peace. You guys are awesome.